Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What Do You Dream podcast. I'm Nick with Kristi,
Hello.
and today we've got just dreams from me, no one else. The important person in the room, Nick's big dreams.
I cannot help it if I have not dreamt all week, which is very, very bizarre for me. I don't know what's going on because normally I dream at least 2 to 3 times a week, and I've had nothing. Zilch, zero.
You got
Nada.
nothing.
Nada.
Zip, zitch.
Nothing.
Have you just not deep? Have you been not having deep sleeps or?
No, I've been sleeping pretty well, but just nothing. Probably because I'm just so fucking bored lately that there's nothing's stimulating my brain.
Yeah, and you're not getting that. I guess that makes sense. Are you sleeping the same routine that you normally do, or anything changed?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay.
I think the fact
wonder-
that we've just been put into another month of lockdown, I'm just like, fuck this. I'm so bored.
Yeah. Yeah, so for all the non-Sydney Australian-based listeners, we, as of the 23rd of August, we are being put into another month of lockdown.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay.
Because COVID's a prick. You're a smelly dickhead, COVID, and I don't like you very much. You can go fuck yourself. I said that in the first 2 minutes. I don't care. I don't know what accent this is. What is
I was
this?
just about to
Dutch.
say, what accent is that?
I
It's
think
terrible.
this is Dutch,
It's
isn't
terrible.
it? You're terrible. I do great accents.
No.
Yeah,
That
I can
was
do a pretty good.
shit.
I can do a good South African one.
All right, go on.
I can.
Are you going to offend any of our listeners right now?
So any depictions or imitations is not to disparage anybody of any race, creed, or color. We love everybody equally here, and I am just a doofus. So anything I say is not a representation of people. Okay, let me get. Okay, now we're gonna get in the zone.
Now I want to hear it.
Okay, so I start off by going. You're too hard on yourself. You're too hard on yourself, man. You got to understand something. I am Vickers, and you're a piece of shit, man. I'm just gonna slap you on your tits.
That's fucking horrible.
It's not. Oh my god, it's not that bad.
It was bad. That was bad.
I don't see what's so difficult, man, about me saying this. How many South Africans do you know? Exactly my point.
I've watched Black Panther, okay, and the one South African
main guy-
character is
He's not even South African.
No, the dude that what's his name? Andy Serkis. He plays a South African.
Yeah.
That
Is he
accent
South African?
was on
Is he
point.
South African?
No.
Is he South African? No, exactly.
The
He's not
character
even South
is.
African.
The character is, but he's not.
Nah.
But his South African accent
look,
was way better than yours.
No.
But he's an actor, so.
You know, there's a lot of different dialects out there, you know, so maybe I'm representing it. I can say that I can't do a Kiwi accent because it always just sounds like a very tired Mary. Yeah, it always sounds like, oh, bro, you want to get some fish on chips and all that shit? I don't know. Oh, you know, I was gonna go for a Tonga. Oh shit! I mean, Tonga's a place, not a thing to do. Jesus, what's wrong with me? Oh no! I've dreamt a character. I'm no joke. Dreamt a character who spoke like that, and I think it was me being myself, pretending I'm Mary, and it made no sense.
I apologize for any New Zealand listeners right now, because I hate it. An Australian accent is very hard to do if you're not Aussie, and there are so many Americans who struggle to do an Aussie accent. And I get really offended when they try and all they can say is, put another shrimp on the barbie. First of all, none of us say that, ever. Not ever. It's just, I don't know where they got that from.
It's a prawn.
Yeah, we say prawns. We don't say we don't say prince shrimps.
We don't say, I think you say pricks. I'm like, what? I mean, we do. I think I just did.
I got tongue-tied. But I get very offended when non-Australians try and do an Aussie accent. And, yeah, it's just very annoying. Like, either do it right or don't do it at all.
it's the Brit. They always end up sounding like a fake British accent.
Yes,
you know,
but Brits are the only ones who can really do it, who can really pull it off. I mean, because
any Commonwealth, I say that's probably not excluding Canada.
Yeah.
Because like if you listen to Australian, New Zealanders, South Africans, there's all this
Well, we're very close to.
It's all very similar.
We're very close to the New Zealand dialect. Very close.
Very close. Yeah, we're based it's like the difference between American and Canadian. If you're not American or Canadian, you can't really tell that much of a difference unless they go, "Oh, what are you talking about, eh?"
Yep.
What else? Well, poutine, eh? And hockey. I don't know. I've just alienated a decent chunk of.
We're gonna have no listeners after this episode.
Okay. Who else can I go against? Who else have I got my hit?
Who else can we
offend?
I'm
ready. Who else can I offend? I'm apparently on a roll of bad accents.
Well, before we continue offending our 3 listeners that we have our Facebook and Instagram pages that have gone live for a couple weeks now. Mm-hmm. So please chuck us a follow. We have quotes from our episodes. We have little videos that you can watch. We have
fun facts. We have fun facts that Kristi researches.
We have a Friday fun fact that I put a lot of effort into. Thank you very much.
A lot of effort in.
And it will let you know when a new episode is about to drop, so you can listen to it, be one of the first people to listen to it out of our 3 listeners.
And if you have any questions or comments on these episodes or anything that you want to bring up to us directly, you can just post that stuff up there. And also, as always, we have dreams that we'd like to read from you, the listeners, and that is at our Gmail account, whatdoyoudreampodcast@gmail.com. So if you have anything good and that you want to get seen, shoot us an email. And
or if you don't want to email,
Kristi.
Yes, go on. Thank me. Go on.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, he said thank you. He said thank you to me. Oh my gosh. Well, I'd like to thank Kristi for being the social media manager. You know, it's official title now, I think. And
I want a pay rise.
So, okay, you can get. I'll double your current salary right now. 0 times 2 is still 0.
God damn it.
God damn it. It's just like, I'll take it. Wait a minute.
But if you do have a dream, you can post it on any of our socials, and we look at it every day. So we will put your dream in an episode if you would like it.
And if you wouldn't, we'll still put it on.
You know what?
Yeah. I mean, we don't care.
If you don't want it in the episode, why would you post it? I mean, common sense. Seriously.
And also, you can just say anonymous. We don't have to say your name. It's fine. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Actually, we do have a listener. We do have a listener dream. Which
are you about to say we do have a listener? I'm like, yes.
We do. Well, yeah. Hi,
it's my mum.
We both went that same. Well, look, at least our mums care enough about this.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you have a dream. Okay. You were telling me you had a dream.
It was.
Is it another weird, crazy dream?
It's look. I'd say buckle up, get some popcorn, and wear something comfortable because it's gonna be a road trip.
Why are yours always so long? Like, why can't you just have a quick dream for once?
Well, you know, I'm just an imaginative person, and obviously I'm bored in my dreams. I just got to keep myself entertained.
And you're on a lot of drugs.
And I'm on a lot of drugs that don't want to stop. Oh, yeah. No drugs for singing, though, but we'll pass that point later. So, let's start the scene. Are you ready? Ready to start
I'm
the
ready.
Scene?
I'm as ready as can be.
Oh, boy. This is... Okay, my dream better be good then. Okay, so we open up to my old primary school. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I haven't dreamt about my primary school in a long time. Mm-hmm. But it's funny, I go through cycles. I go through my primary school, high school, you know, all the big stuff. But this one was in my primary school. And I was walking around my primary school completely empty during the middle of the day. And Kyle from Kyle and Jackie O was walking around going like, oh, free food, we're going free food. He just kept on saying, oh, free food, we're going to free food, we're going to free food. And his whole like crew that you see on Instagram is all like following him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just standing there going like, oh, free food, okay, what's happening here? So I kind of kept on following them, and they're just going, free food, free food, free food. And I said, I like free food. And then Kyle looks at me and goes, okay, you can come with us. And I was like, oh, okay, so come into the classroom. So then he goes into this classroom, and he has this huge sandwich. Like, it's like a baguette. Like, you know those cartoon sandwiches that just look huge and delicious and succulent? And he just goes, like he's really chewing at him, like, you guys want free food? Like that, really loud. And all the kids go, who's this? And I'm like, what's happening? And the teacher's like, what are you doing in here? And I went, I'm just here for the free food. And the teacher goes, I don't know anything about this free food. And then Kyle goes, free food, you gotta go get free food. Come with us, get free food. And we're just like, okay. And then we all leave. Kids, teacher, myself, his crew, walk away. We leave the school, and then we're immediately at just like a random supermarket. And then it turns into this weird, you know those competitions where you have to push a trolley and grab as much as you can in like 2 minutes?
Yep.
So it was that, but it was the teacher who did it with Kyle helping her. And look, if you've never seen Kyle Sandilands in person, he doesn't look like the fastest person you've ever seen in your life. Not saying anything else at all, but doesn't look fast. So the teacher's trying to gun this bloody trolley. And he's holding onto the trolley going, give me a minute, give me a minute, give me a minute. And then the time's up, and all she got was cereal. And then
cereal.
I got pissed. Yeah, and I was like, what is this bullshit? And Kyle's like, oh, what do you do? Food, food, food. And I'm like, food doesn't mean anything. You just say food. And he goes, well, I'd like to see you do any better. And then I went, okay, let's go. So I sat down. I didn't start because I wasn't, as the timer started when you touch the trolley.
Yeah.
So I quickly did a quick scan. I pulled out like a clipboard. And I was going like, yeah, okay, yeah, uh-huh. And then, boom, alarm goes off. And people are freaking out. There's smoke, there's water, everything going like that. And then I'm just like, what's going on? I want my free food. And they're like, it's happening. And then Kyle turned into Godzilla. And he was going, food, boom, 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 destroying everything. And I was like, everybody, get out. But then when everyone left, I got the trolley to get as much free food as possible. And I woke up. That was, yeah.
Again, I have no words. Seriously. What? Where does this shit come from?
I don't know. Like, it just has to be my butt, right? My brain butt.
Your brain butt. Your brain farter. You had a brain fart.
My brain fart. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Do you listen to Kiss 106.5? Which is, by the way, the radio station that Kyle is on.
Yes, Kiss 106.5. Yeah. Not really, but I know, like, if you live in Sydney, you know of them pretty much. You know.
Okay.
What I mean?
So you weren't listening to them before you fell asleep?
Nah. Wasn't listening to anything from them. Nothing like that. It's. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, that night, not before. It was about like dinner time, so 7 o'clock.
Okay.
6:30. I was strolling through our Instagram at What Do You Dream podcast, and I did see one of their stories, and
okay,
I was just like, okay, whatever. So that may have just slipped in, subconsciously.
Okay, because if that's usually the last thing you see or hear before you go to bed, sometimes ends up in your dreams, or is most likely to end up in your dreams.
Yeah.
So that could be where that came from, and we all know that. Like, if anyone, because I've got Kiss 106.5 on my Instagram too, so they're always getting free shit. Like, always getting free shit. Like, they just get stuff sent to the studio, I reckon, all the time. So,
yeah.
And you're very food orientated. Like, I remember when we were in the office and we'd go out for lunch. Like, you would go out every day. every day you would go out and buy lunch. And I was just like, Nick, save your money and bring lunch to work. Because that's what I would do. Because I save money. And, well, you still live at home, so you don't really need any savings, do you?
I don't pay rent. I don't do any of that. Just
that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Where some of us have a mortgage. Some of us have a mortgage and have to bring their lunch to work, don't they?
I need to bring this banana, otherwise I don't get to pay this month.
But we would go out. Like, I know you would go out every day for lunch, and we would normally do lunches on Friday. So on Friday, I would treat myself and go out with you.
Treat yourself.
And we would get lunch.
It is a treat to go to lunch with me.
I just remember every time we get to the shops, and you'd never fucking know what you want. And we would be there because you're such a food person. Like, you are so food orientated. If you're an animal, you would be a dog because dogs are so food orientated. And you can get a dog to do anything.
Some dogs aren't, but I'm probably a golden retriever because I'm lovely and I want to eat.
I feel like if you dangled a piece of meat in front of any dog, you could get it to do whatever you wanted. And I feel like that would be you. Like, if I dangled KFC in front of you, I feel like I could get you to do. What do you want me to do? Yes, see? I know your sweet spot. It's KFC.
What do you want? Yeah, it's any fried chicken. You got me. I'm just like, what do you want me to do? Yeah.
Because
you want me to knock them
I reckon 3 times out of 5 a week you would get KFC. And then you would complain to me like, oh, I feel so fat. I'm like, that's because you just fucking had KFC, you fat shit.
Yeah. Yeah. but at the same time, my body's a temple. I like to get gym. So, you know, just I'm a yin and yang complicated person.
Have you been eating out much during lockdown, or you just been eating what your mum's cooking you?
That second one. Mostly that. I eat out once, or eat out meaning I get food delivered once a week.
Okay.
And that's it. I mostly don't eat lunch.
What?
I have breakfast and dinner and that's it. I don't usually eat during the day as much.
That's strange coming from you, someone who every time I would come to your office, you'd be fucking eating. Maybe Kyle Sandilands is you. Because he's saying free food and always eating. Food. Maybe that's just you wanting to be him because he gets free food all the time. And you're just like, I want free food all the time.
And I want to be famous. And also Godzilla.
Yeah. Is it a bad time to bring up that you're half Asian? Are you half Asian or are you full Asian?
Half. Okay. Half white, half Asian.
Well.
Yeah. That's racist. It's not racist. It's fine. It's fine. It's not racist. Nah, it's not racist. If anyone who sees it as racist is racist.
That's true.
It's true. Yeah, but Godzilla's more Japanese. I'm Chinese.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like, I was like, oh my god, it's Godzilla. Okay, that was pretty bad.
That was bad.
I was quoting a movie, and if that's racist, then the movie is racist. Is it Austin Powers? Is it Austin Powers that did that? I think so.
I don't
know. I don't remember. I don't
know.
No. But so essentially it boils down to me wanting free food and being famous, but free food first, then famous, do you think?
Well, you're not going to get free food unless you're famous. No one's just going to be like, hey, mate, come and get free food.
Yeah.
If you're nobody.
And I'm not pretty enough to be lured into a van.
Yeah, but see, you don't need to be pretty to have a radio career. Like, there are a lot of...
Oh, damn. Oh, man. Oh, damn, that's a whole profession she just shot fires at. Pew, 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 pew. God damn.
I went there. But it's
true.
There's a lot of radio hosts that are on radio, I would say, and not TV for a reason.
Didn't he have a TV show that didn't really, like, he tried to do a Judge Judy, but then it was just like,
yeah.
Eh.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, I never watched it.
Yeah.
But, like, Kyle, I wouldn't say Kyle's an ugly person.
Nah, he's a pretty, like, regular fella, I'd say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's pretty. It's kind of like, if you're watching anything that's like got voice acting or anything like that you go, I wonder what they look like. And if they sound like really hot, you're just like, oh, I hope she's really good looking. And you look at her and you go, damn it.
Yeah.
Your voice is so sexy, but you are not.
I bet you that's what our listeners are thinking of us right now.
I can tell you this now. No one has thought my voice is sexy.
They're probably thinking, what is this 30-year-old man doing on a podcast with a 12-year-old girl?
Welcome to Inside My White Van.
The podcast.
You're trying to find a lost dog.
I have ice cream. Ooh.
Ooh. Speaking of white vans and lost dogs, I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
Just like over the weekend.
Yeah.
And holy shit, I tell you what, I've missed procedural like police dramas because they're so much fun to watch. Like SVU, I used to love watching SVU. I watched all that through my final year of high school when I was studying. I just had that running in the background. It was great. For some reason, that's weird. Sex crimes is a great thing to listen to while you study. That's not right.
That's not right.
I was gonna say it's not right, but I don't know. It just I got through it and I did really well. So maybe I don't know. It's just, you ever like those kind of shows?
I see. I feel like those kind of crime shows. There's only so much you can do. Like how many, like until it starts getting so ridiculous. Like they find a dead body in some really stupid situation, and you're like, as if. It just gets very repetitive. I find it gets very repetitive. And the more they try and get creative with it, the more it's just like, that is so ridiculous. That's so unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's my problem with those kinds of shows. But then again, that formula can be applied to any show, really. Like Home and Away. How many times... Like, that show's been on for at least 100 years, right? Same as Neighbours. And they just keep recycling bloody plots and storylines. Yeah. And it's just, how many times is there going to be a fire at the local pub? Or how many times is someone's car going to go over a cliff? It's just...
After a while, you wonder, really,
why would you live in that town?
Be left alive. Yeah,
well, I'm just thinking, why would you live in that town?
Or we want to move to the town that's had the 17 pub fires. Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
exactly. Town that had 25 people die on horses. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Exactly. It's like,
is that the town where, like 25 people were on a plane and only one person died? It's like, what? Really? Yeah. It's because watching Criminal Minds, you know the show, like you know of it, just
yeah.
So, would you say it was a long time ago that it was on?
I feel like that show is also been on for years. Like, is it still going? Yeah. Are there still new episodes?
I don't. Or
is
think
it all
so
reruns?
Anymore.
They're all reruns.
I think it's all reruns because I'm watching it on Disney Plus because they have Fox and all the stuff that has. And so I'm thinking to myself, so this is a really interesting point of just like time, where time's getting funny in my life at the moment, where I thought it was not that long ago, but they're talking about faxes, getting stuff faxed over. Their phones are really bricky.
Yeah.
The first scene in it is like a bloody JPEG that's loading line by line, and I'm just like, wait, what's happening? Was it really this long ago?
Yeah.
It's just like, and funnily enough, watching a lot of those crime procedurals actually informed my next stream. So
okay.
So you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I don't think I've recovered from the first one, but let's just go for it.
Okay, so heads up, there's no radio personalities, no food, and there isn't any Godzillas. So, spoilers. If I've probably just lost everybody now, they're just like, this is the main thing I come for. There's no Godzilla story.
No, we lost everyone ages ago. We offended pretty much every country in the world.
So you're telling me you do a bad accent. You want me to follow your damn socials at What Do You Dream Podcast? And you just go like, what? Oh, okay. For those loyal diehard listeners, let's go for the next stream. So it starts off like any procedural you've ever seen. It's like, look, happy young couple, cool, fine, doing something. And that's all I can describe this as. They were just walking around, stuff was happening. And then you hear, dead, and they're dead. And I'm like, oh no, they're dead. And I said, oh no, they're dead in my dream.
Yep.
Like I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it cuts to me in like a trench coat and it's hot. But I'm walking around this trench coat going like, time of death. And they go, 20 minutes ago. Like, what do you mean 20 minutes ago?
That's such an Aussie response. That's such an Australian response. Like, 20 minutes ago, down the back alley.
Yeah, and just like, I'm like, wait, what do you mean 20 minutes ago? It's like, oh yeah, it was 20 minutes ago. How'd they die? Oh, this hammer. What do you mean? It's still warm. And he's like, yeah, nah. Like, what do you mean, yeah, nah? That's not a cop answer. And they just go, I don't know, mate. I'm just the janitor. And I'm like, why are you touching the body? And he goes, I don't know. So I've gone, don't touch this. I told the other policeman, get the shit sorted. I'm going to go interview people. So I go into this like really nice, it's kind of like a ballroomy building, but it's an RSL, but it's like super duper fancy. It's got a really nice 1920s, like turn of the century aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
That Roaring 20 vibes, and everyone's kind of dressed. All the staff are dressed like that. Everyone else is dressed like normal clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in and I go, what do you know anything about the people that died? And they speak like this. Oh, hello, sir. No, haven't heard such a thing. No one's died here. And I said, they died just outside. The bodies were found outside of your establishment. And they went, no. And I went, okay. But what else is can anyone help me here? Oh, no, absolutely not, sir. I'm sorry, we're about to start a show. And I said, it's an RSL. People come here to drink and play the pokies. You got nothing else. And they went, actually, we have a gymnasium. And I said, gymnasium? Like a gym for working out or like floor work? And they just went, yes. And I went, floor work or weights? And I went, that's not answering my question. Anyway, so then I went, and I just said, well, your tie sucks. And I walked away. I got pissed off. I said, your tie sucks. And he went, oh my. Like, it was, again, it was the weirdest thing. So then I go, well, I'm going to go to the kitchen. Maybe someone there saw it. So I go to the kitchen, and there's just a bunch of people having a smoke in the kitchen. And I go, what are you doing? It's a kitchen. You're not meant to smoke in here. And they went, what? I said, you can't smoke in here. And they said, yeah, you want to smoke? And I said, what do you mean have a smoke? Have a smoke? And they just kept on yelling. It's like the smoke had muffled the room. And I went, fuck this. And I walked up the stairs into the gym. And it was the weirdest mix. It was a gymnasium, like the floor work stuff, like where you just, like went to the YMCA as a kid, and like weights. So you'd have people lifting heavy weights in the center while people literally right next to them are doing floor work, jumping. And I'm just like, how can they make this work? There's no soundproofing. It must be so loud downstairs. But then, funnily enough, I notice my old PT there, and I go, oh, hi, how you going? And she's like, hi, how you going? And I said, do you know anything about the murder outside? And she said, yep. That's me. And I went,
I was just about to say this PT sounds fishy.
Yeah. And I'm just like, wait, what do you mean it's you? And she goes, I'm a ghost. And I went, no, you're real. You're not a ghost. And she went, uh-huh. And then she just stood there and talked to someone else. Like I wasn't even there. And I was like, okay. And then I went outside of the pub. I saw a dog barking at, I think, the bodies, and then I woke up.
It was the dog.
It was, the shifty eyes.
Do you watch Family Guy? Because that dude in the RSL sounds like a grown-up Stewie Griffin.
Oh no, it's actually on The Simpsons. There was the waiter guy. He's like, I had a stroke. It's like, why do you speak like that? Yes, it was like that. It's definitely that character. it was weird. Like, it was like a cast of characters, and I was just really upset and frustrated because I couldn't get my job done.
I feel like that dream is a great premise for a TV show. I'd watch that. Like a Aussie bloke trying to solve crimes in a laid back, I don't give a shit Australian attitude.
That would be funny. Just be like, oh, Chief, yeah? Oh, the Wilsons are dead. Struth!
Put another shrimp on the
Where am I
barbie,
gonna get me pies? We better put two prawns on the barbecue. Yes, we'll say the barbecue.
Yeah.
It's just full somber and shit, just like, we know what's happened.
Well, this could be a sort of similar case as to I had when I watched A Handmaid's Tale and then dreamt about it. It could be the same thing about you. Like, you've been watching so much SVU. Is that what it is? SVU?
Criminal Minds.
Yeah, same thing. And and it's just because I'm assuming you were binging it like episode after episode, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
heavy shit.
That's what's happened. You've watched so many episodes, and now it's just affecting your dreams. But you're putting like a Nick twist onto it, and having all these funny, weird characters in it.
If Nick had a procedural drama, nothing about it.
All
serious.
Your different personalities are a different character in that dream.
It's kind of like I'm doing like a Dr. Dolittle of like procedural crime dramas. Well, you want to hear something crazy? So I had that dream, and the next day I got a text from my PT out of the blue.
Oh, really?
I know. Yeah, because like with COVID and everything and all my injuries, I just haven't been able to do anything. It was just like a check-in text. And I was just like, it was spooky.
Or you're just reading way too much into that.
Yeah, it's just coincidence. But still,
yeah, it's just...
No, we're scientific here. We just analyze the nonsense.
That's a great bio. We analyze the nonsense. I love it.
We make sense of the nonsense. That's it. Yeah. The nonsense making sense of the crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm frustrated I haven't dreamt this week. I feel robbed.
You feel robbed. You're just like, Nick's had all these adventures. And
I
I'm just
know.
Yeah, like a schlub.
I know. And just wait. Tonight I'm going to have one of those fucking recurring dreams just to really, really push it in, eh?
You're going to have that real melancholy. I'm on the edge of a pool near the water and getting hit by the waves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a shark comes up and then you go, no.
Yeah, all right. Calm your farm.
And then you go, oh, I'm a sad lady. I'm Kristi. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's you drowning with the water.
That's me drowning.
That's you drowning in your dream, not the real you. It's the dream you going, yeah.
I hate underwater scenes. So I was watching Harry Potter last night, the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And there's a scene in there where Harry goes to grab the sword of Gryffindor in like a frozen lake. And as he gets closer to the sword, the Horcrux, oh god, I'm such a nerd, around his neck reacts to it. Anyway, and it starts like choking him underwater and all that kind of stuff. And I hate watching underwater scenes, and I find myself holding my breath for the whole underwater scene. I'll be sitting on the couch and I'll just be like, and I won't breathe because
Can you hold your breath as long as the movies?
I don't know, because I do it subconsciously. I don't realize I'm doing it until the scene's over.
I do it to see if I can.
Oh yeah, but it's not until the water scene is over and then I go. I'm like, oh shit, I was holding my breath.
How do you feel about going in tunnels underwater?
I'm fine with that. Because I have a weird fear of being underwater for too long, because when I was young, my brother used to like push my head underwater like in a pool, and he would like, I'd be struggling to get out and he'd just like keep me under there. My brother was a dick.
So did he also hurt little animals by chance?
know of, but he did set me on fire once.
He set you on fire, a human being.
He set me on fire. So he went through this really weird fire phase. So my mum had this big old like cast iron cooking pot that I assume was handed down from my grandmother. This thing was massive. And it just been used so much that my mum went and bought a new one. So my brother requested to have this old cooking pot. And mum was like, okay, fine, you can have it. So he took it in the backyard and he used to put, I don't know, he was probably about 13 and I was maybe 10, 11. And he used to put leaves in there and set them on fire because he went through a weird fire phase.
I don't know, he was sounds about right.
Yeah, it was just... And one day I went out, I was like, what are you doing? And I saw that he was setting stuff on fire, and me being a little dibby-dobber, I was like, I'm going to go tell Mum on you. And then he chased me around with a match, and he caught the back of my clothes.
Oh!
So the back of my shirt, he caught it, and it just went vroom. And I
imagine it's probably... Oh my gosh.
I had to like rip my shirt off and like stomp it on the ground to get the fire out. And then I was really mad and I was like, oh, I'm telling on you. And he's like, no, don't. You know, trying to do the whole, I'm sorry. What do you want? Yeah. I'll do anything. Don't tell Mum. Yeah. I'm like, nah, I'm telling Mum. And I don't know. I think he ended up giving me something and then I didn't tell Mum. I told her
I was going to say.
I told her a few years ago and she was like, what? And you didn't tell me your brother set you on fire? I was like, could you imagine me being a 10-year-old coming up to you and saying, oh, James just set me on fire? You wouldn't believe me. Are you kidding me? They would not have believed me.
I'd be like, don't you light your sister on fire?
No, because see, he did so many things to me and I was always telling on him. So by the end of it, Mum and Dad were like, oh, stop making shit up. Like, go away. Like, just deal with it. We've had enough. And I was like, God fine. Damn. So by the end, I didn't even bother telling them half the stuff.
There's a list. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God, there's a list. There is a list.
Oh, wow.
But I did get him back. I got him back quite a few times. I almost broke his arm. Yeah. Just by pushing him into a counter. Because okay, growing up, he was a stick. He was so thin. Like, he had no fat on him. He was just skin and bones, and I got the chubby genes. So I was 2.5 years younger than him, but so much heavier than him. And I could just pin him down and sit on him, and he couldn't move. So
I can see why he lit you on fire now. On his side.
So I don't know, he was pissing me off one day in the kitchen and all I did was just push him into the counter and his arm hit the counter in a wrong way. And I think he was being so overdramatic and he was like, oh, I think I broke my arm. And Mum ran out because, you know, firstborn, golden child, precious. And
we are pretty precious.
She had to take him to the doctor and I got in big trouble for it. And he was fine. He was totally fine. He was faking it the whole time.
Okay. Damn. Well, it looks like we have some unresolved issues. I hope you have a dream about your brother so we can get more. So we can get more out of that. God damn.
Oh, we have so many issues. Do we have time for them all?
Now back to the Sibling Domestics podcast.
I'm going to start that one next.
That's the next project. Anything old sibling stories that you'd like to share?
Everyone's got sibling stories though, right?
Oh, of course. And especially when it comes to dreams as well. Like you'd always have I always used to dream about my brother and I doing stuff together in dreams, like on adventures and stuff. Because that's how you'd play with your siblings. You'd always be going on adventures.
Or trying to kill them, in my case.
Yeah. Or just try and light them on fire, or break their arms, or give them concrete shoes just in case if they snitch, family stuff.
Well, see, it's funny because my brother and I, we never got along. Don't know if you got any of that, but we never
got. I thought you guys went really well together.
For some reason, we never got along growing up, and we still don't really get along. Like we just have nothing in common. We're complete polar opposites. I'm outgoing and loud and make friends with everyone, and he's a massive introvert. So we just really had nothing in common. But it wasn't And I always thought that was normal, like to not get along with your sibling. And it wasn't till I met my husband and him and his sister, same age gap, so he's the eldest, and they get on like a house on fire. They're like best friends. And I thought that was so weird. I was like, no, you're supposed to hate each other. That's what's going on here. And they get on like an like they call each other every day. They
Aww.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, fuck, I got robbed, didn't I? And I was like, I honestly found that so weird. So weird. Because I thought it was normal to not get along with your siblings.
Well, it's funny what you find is normal, and then when you start expanding your like horizons and meeting different people and stuff like that, you just go like, oh, wait, this isn't normal? Huh? It's like,
But I find
okay. There you go.
No, I was going to say, it's a very European, like, I don't know about other nationalities, but I find it's a very European thing to not get along with your siblings because, like, my dad does not talk to his brother, and on my mum's side, the siblings don't talk to each other. So I feel like it's just been generation after generation in my family that it's just a thing and it's just normal to me.
That's interesting. I don't know. Because I feel like I'm pretty close with my brother and my cousins.
Yeah.
And, well, see, but, like, I'd say very Aussie, white Aussie based in terms of how I'd say our family interactions are.
See, I had a very European, Hungarian childhood.
Eastern blocky.
Totally. Like our my first birthday, second birthday, and third birthday were held in the garage, and because there's videos of it, and all the Hungarians would be invited. There were no Aussies, none at all Hungarians, and the food was like Hungarian food, and the music playing wasn't even English. It was all Hungarian music, and everyone's speaking. Like, my first language was Hungarian. I didn't speak English till I was 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I can barely speak Hungarian now. I can say basic things, but now it wasn't until my brother started going to primary school, so he also didn't speak English till a year before going to primary school. Because all my parents' friends were Hungarian. They didn't know any Aussie friends until we started going to school. So all we spoke at home was Hungarian, and now my parents speak English to us because we can't understand a thing they say.
You just go like, what?
Yeah, I'm just like, English. So I had English. A very, very I had a very European upbringing.
So it'd be interesting. Do your parents dream in Hungarian?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
It's funny because my dad's Hong Kong Chinese, and he dreams in English now, and he used to dream in Chinese, but sometimes he bounces between the two.
Yeah, right.
And he's been here since the 60s, so it's really interesting how people dream in their native.
I'll have to ask.
But then you know, actually that might be interesting to look. We'll look at that. I think we should look at that next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. I think I'm. Oh, you go?
No, you go. After you.
Okay, thank you. Well, I was going to wrap this up, but if you got a fun point you want to make up, I'll bring it to the table. I'm more than happy.
No.
Okay, on this fun little awkward Kristi note, awkward Kristi moments brought to you by Kristi, the awkward little Hungarian girl.
Awkward music.
Well, on that lovely awkward note, I'd like to thank every single one of you for listening, if indeed you still are. I've been Nick with Kristi saying thank you so much for listening. You're not going to say anything? It's